Hello and welcome back to Newsroom Nigeria. This is where we give you hot, fresh and sizzling news all day long. If you haven't subscribed to this channel by now, I pity you. What are you even doing on YouTube if you're not subscribed to Newsroom Nigeria? Please run to the subscribe button and click on it. Turn on the post notification bell as well so that you'll be the first person to get notified whenever we upload a new video. Give this video a massive thumbs up. Leave your comments in the comment section as well. That is where we interact and share opinions and ideas. So please contribute. That is the hotspot on this channel. If you don't know, I'm giving you that secret. Anyway, without further ado, let's delve into the details of today's news. The Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, has been accused of being behind the continued detention of former Deputy Senate President Ekweremadu in the United Kingdom over allegation of organ harvesting. Recalls that Mr. Ekweremadu and Beatrice, his wife, are facing charges bordering on conspiracy to arrange and facilitate the travel of another person with a view to exploitation, namely organ harvesting. They were arrested by the London Metropolitan Police in June and appeared before a magistrate court in July. Although Mr. Ekwuremadu's wife was granted bail on July 22, the senator's request for bail was denied. However, on Thursday, before the Federal High Court in Abuja, Mr. Ekweremadu, through his representatives, accused the EFCC of being behind its continued incarceration in the United Kingdom. The former lawmaker told the Federal High Court that the anti-graft agency wrote a letter to the London court which led to refusal to admit him to bail. Mr. Ekwuremadu's allegations were contained in an application he filed before the Nigerian court, seeking an order to set aside an interim order granted in favor of the federal government for forfeiture of 40 of its properties in the country and outside the country. In the application brought by his counsel, Adegboyega Awomolu, Mr. Ekweremadu claims that the forfeiture order was granted the federal government in error because the EFCC suppressed information and facts in respect of a property. Specifically, the detained senator alleged that EFCC fraudulently obtained the forfeiture order for government by concealing information that investigation on the 40 properties started as far back as 2008. Among others, he alleged that the EFCC was fully aware that he was in detention in London when application for forfeiture of the properties were filed and argued. He said the anti-graft agency deliberately refused to disclose to the court that he was in a London detention and would not be able to counter the forfeiture request. The senator therefore prayed the court to set aside the forfeiture order and stay proceedings in the matter until he resolves his ordeal before the London court. He argues that the motion was brought in bad faith, adding that it constitutes an abuse of judicial process, which is oppressive, intimidating and unfair to the parties involved. The originating motion, expert, was initiated with the expectation that Senator Ekweremadu and other persons interested in the property be denied of their right to fair hearing, he said. That is the respondent. EFCC's letter to the Metropolitan Police supported the prosecuting authorities' opposition to my father's bail application, which was refused. The supporting affidavit reads in part. However, counsel to the EFCC, Silvanus Tahi, denies that his client was behind Ekwuremadu's ordeal. He admitted, though, that EFCC wrote the London court based on a special request, adding that it was a normal routine for anti-graft agencies to exchange information that would be of help to one another. Tahi did not oppose request for stay of proceedings till Ekweremadu fully resolves his matter before the London court, but vehemently opposed request for settling aside of a forfeiture order. Justice Iyang Edem Oko, after taking arguments from the parties, fixed January 28 next year for ruling in the matter. The court had For ruling in the matter, the court had on Friday, November 4, ordered interim forfeiture of 40 landed properties linked to Ekweremadu. Justice Okwo issued the order following an ex-parte motion filed and moved by Ibrahim Buga, lawyer of the Efcc. On November 4, Justice Okwo had ordered the interim forfeiture of properties reportedly linked to the lawmaker. The judge ordered the anti-graft agency to publish the interim forfeiture in the National Daily within 7 days from the date of the order. The interim forfeiture order includes 10 properties in Enugu, 3 in the United States, 2 in the United Kingdom, 1 in Lagos, 9 in Dubai, and 15 in the Federal Capital Territory. Persons interested in the properties were advised to approach the court within 14 days of a publication and show why they should not be permanently forfeited to the federal government. Consequently, the Anambra State government and Uni Medical Healthcare Limited appeared before the court on December 5 as parties interested in some of the seized properties. Meanwhile, the EFCC has revealed that it has so far recovered over 30 billion naira from the suspended Accountant General of the Federation (AGF), Idris Ahmed. EFCC Chairman Abdul Rashid Bawa stated these at the media briefing in Abuja as part of the highlights of the activities of a commission in 2022. Mr. Bawa's revelation came barely 4 weeks after a High Court of the Federal Capital Territory sitting in Maitama heard that Idris had voluntarily returned about $900,000 in cash. Wow. All these are public officers. So imagine just one person stealing billions of naira. Billions. We are not talking of millions. We are talking billions. Like billions. We are talking billions of naira. Now he has agreed to return a whooping sum of 30 billion. That just take this. Like, this is what maybe this is what I can afford at the moment. This is what I can release to you at the moment. You can imagine. Hey God, Nigerians, money that they ought to share to Nigerians during COVID-19 as a palliative. Imagine, only in one man's pocket. And in Ekweremadu himself, like, this is like if these politicians know that at the end of the day, the hands of the law, hands of justice is going to catch up with them, they are not even going to involve themselves in all these dirty politics and, corruption practices, because they know that at the end of the day, probably all the properties that they, gather with these monies are going to be taken away from him. So I'm not even pitying this man at all, because he got all these properties through crooked ways, through crooked means. Let me know what you all think in the comment section. Subscribe if you haven't. I'll see you in my next video, guys. Bye for now.